Hey there everyone, I am back. For those of you who don't follow me on social media, now is the perfect opportunity to do so. Go ahead and pick up your phone and hit that follow button on Instagram. I'm at JESSICAYFLORES. On Twitter, I'm at JESSICAYFLORES. And on Facebook, I am facebook.com/Domesticated Me. And of course, if you don't follow me on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button and click that little bell icon next to it so that you're notified as soon as my videos go out. So if you haven't been following me on social media, which most of you don't, you might not have any idea where I've been for the last 3 or so weeks. And 4 weeks ago, I had gallbladder surgery. I had my gallbladder removed. Now, some of you may remember me talking about it here and there, but what happened was that 2 years ago, I had this terrible attack, this horrible pain right here where my stomach is. I actually was taken to the hospital from work. My boss had to get into an ambulance with me. It was very dramatic. I had people of the press taking photos of us getting into the ambulance, and thankfully my press office asked the reporters not to publish those photos, which they were respectful of, so that never got out. But yeah, I was rushed to the emergency room, and thankfully, after an hour or so, the pain went away, and they told me that they thought that I had gastritis, and that was probably what was causing me. So I had to get, what do you call it, an endoscopy done to verify that that was what I had. And then I went to a specialist who wanted to prescribe me something, but without taking a look. And at that point, I thought that that wasn't the right decision. I didn't want to start taking prescription medication without knowing for sure what I had. But later on, I found out that they really try not to do those kinds of invasive exams unless they really have to. So after that first episode, I kind of looked up the ways to treat it naturally, just by diet. Actually, in that first hospitalization, they did do some other exams on me, and they found out that I had gallstones, but they didn't think that that was what was causing it. So cut to last year, end of April, early May, I had another attack. This one, though, I was hospitalized for 5 days. It was awful. I was in the worst pain of my life. And mind you, I've already delivered once. So, I mean, it was just the worst pain. And it was right here. And it, the only way that I can describe it is that it felt as if my stomach was a balloon, and it was, you know, someone was grabbing it and it was like about to pop. That's the only way that I can kind of describe what that felt like. It just felt like, yeah, someone was grabbing my stomach, and my stomach was like a balloon and it was about to pop. That's what I felt. So after a few days in the hospital, they did a ton of exams. They weren't able to pinpoint exactly what it was, which was very frustrating, very sad for me, because after 4 days of being in excruciating pain, to have the doctors tell you we're not sure what it is, it's, you know, devastating. I was on morphine. Morphine did not work on me. It just made the pain kind of worse for a few minutes, and then just made me sleepy, and so I would kind of sleep through it, but it wasn't taking care of the pain. I had to go on some stronger medication. I was pregnant at the time, which is the other big thing, which made the whole thing even more horrible. Thankfully, the baby was fine, but at the end of the 5 days, they said that it was probably a combination of gallstones. I did have a really large gallstone. It didn't look infected, and it didn't look like it was blocking any ducts, which is what causes a lot of pain. But that I had gallstones, and probably a combination of that and gastritis. So because my pain went away, and because it was something that I can control with my diet, they decided not to do surgery right then and there. I was early enough in my pregnancy that I could have my gallbladder removed without it hurting the baby, but they decided just to hold off until after I delivered. So that's what happened 4 weeks ago. I had my baby. I was able to pump enough milk to get her through those few days after while I was recovering, and I'm recovered now, thankfully. It was, I did it, laparoscopic surgery, so it was only like a couple of incisions. It's actually 4 incisions. The worst one was at my belly button, because that is where they push through the camera that lets them see what they're doing. Otherwise, it would have been a larger cut right under my, you know, rib cage right here. which leaves a bigger scar. So thankfully it was just those 4 incisions. The scars are small and ultimately not that big of a deal. So I just have to stay away from like fried food, greasy food, which I already do to begin with, so it's not that big of a issue for me. But that's what happened, and that's what I've been doing, just recovering from that. I tried to film up until my surgery, and I think I did post 1 or 2 videos while I was recovering, but then I just couldn't get back to my recording schedule soon after that. I've just been recording, just making sure that I'm healthy and that I don't strain. And then on top of that, last week I was at Disney World, which is something that I was really excited to share on social media, and I haven't been able to share with you on YouTube. But Disney invited me and my family to Disney World to go to all of the parks and stay at one of their amazing resorts, and it was amazing. I've been sharing a little bit on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook, you've seen photos here and there, and I do Instagram stories. I was doing that while I was there, but I'm going to do another blog to give you a little bit more information and show you what I did. And it was just an amazing trip. I'm just incredibly grateful to Disney for inviting me, but mostly I'm just thankful for you guys, because you guys are the reason that I was invited there in the first place. They know that I have some amazing subscribers and friends online who look to me and my platform, Domesticated Me, to get tips and reviews and travel ideas. So it's always because of you guys. So I really appreciate it. Have you ever had gallbladder issues? Let me know, because I researched a ton, because I wasn't sure whether I really did want to go through with surgery or just kind of deal with it through diet. I ultimately made the decision to go with the gallbladder surgery because I didn't want to live in that limbo of, am I going to have another attack? And they're so incredibly painful. I didn't want to carry around prescription drugs with me, which is what I've been doing up until the surgery, because I was afraid I'll get an attack and the pain is so horrible. I need to have them close by. So it was the best decision ultimately for me. I had someone who told me they weren't ever going to get that they have gallstones and that they didn't want to, that they've been eating fine and that it's no big deal. And then I found out a couple of weeks ago that they had to have emergency surgery. So with all of the information that I found online, speaking to my surgeon, speaking to my doctors, I just made that decision that having the surgery was the best thing for me. I've had no issues really. Basically now that I don't have a gallbladder just means that I can't digest fats the way that a normal body is supposed to. So it hasn't, again, because I'm not a person who eats a lot of really greasy, oily food, it hasn't been that much of an issue. But I would love to hear from you if you guys have any experience. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up, and again, subscribe to my channel where I talk about fashion, beauty, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of health related topics in the next couple of weeks. Not only about this, but about I finally feel like ready. I finally feel ready to start getting my pre-baby body back, which I'm really excited about, because I just feel so, I haven't been able to go back to my routine, to my exercise, because I felt like there's always something that I was like getting in the way. So I was pregnant, I had my baby, but I couldn't go back to my workout routine because I still had this gallbladder issue. Sometimes if I wear anything tight, it would hurt, and I didn't want to cause another episode. Again, I had gallstones, so I couldn't work out like I used to. I have foot issues, which you guys know about. I have plantar fasciitis and Achilles tendonitis, so that has been a problem. But now that I've had my surgery, I've been doing therapy. I've been doing physical therapy on myself, basically, because I had physical therapy before, so I'm doing all those exercises and sleeping with the boots and all of that. I'll also link to a video where I talk about my foot issues as well, but I feel like I'm finally able to start working out. I just feel it's not about the weight, it's not about the number on the scale, because really, guys, I've talked about that before. The number on the scale doesn't mean anything, but I just feel soft. everywhere, like super just doughy soft, and I don't feel comfortable, and I'm just not comfortable. So I wouldn't want to start. I really want to start focusing on my health, getting back to a place where I'm comfortable and feel like me again. So if you want to follow me on that journey, make sure that you're subscribed. Thank you again, and stay tuned. Love you guys. Missed you.